this is Nichole Ohrablo, NPC Fitness competitor. The point of this video is to talk about vegan protein, how to get your protein into a vegan diet. There is so much to cover. It is really not as hard as one would think, and there's so much stuff to be had here. Right now, we're going to talk about beans, grains, and everything in between. So let's start with some grains. This is flaked quinoa, or you can get the regular quinoa. And this is what your flaked quinoa looks like. I recycle all my containers, that's why it's in these funky cottage cheese containers. The flaked has 4.3 grams of protein per serving. It doesn't sound like much, but these little things, they really do add up when we add everything together. Brown rice. This is one of my favorites, Annie Chun's sticky rice. It's gluten-free. It is cooked and ready to go, so you basically just have to heat it up. One container of this has 57 grams of carbs and 6 grams of protein. So then, of course, you add some beans in there, you throw something else on the side. Brussels sprouts, for instance, are an extremely high protein vegetable. Asparagus as well have a lot of protein in them. And you've got a meal that easily racks up 25, 35, 40 grams of protein all in one shot. So, brown rice, long grain basmati, this has 4 grams per serving. TEFF is another one, I don't have any on hand, I just finished mine. That has 7 grams of protein per serving. It's a really tiny little dark brown grain. A lot of people don't know about it. It keeps you full. It's what injera is made from in Ethiopian cooking. And the reason why they eat that bread is because you're having a lot of stews and things. That injera helps to keep you full for a really long time. If you've ever had Ethiopian food, which I highly recommend, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Beans. There are a million different types of beans. This you can pick up at any grocery store. I'm sure that just about everyone watching this has probably had this before. It's ham bean, 15 bean soup. I just omit the flavor packet. This has a bunch of different types of beans all blended in. It's got 3 or 4 different types of lentils, mung beans, navy beans, garbanzos, chickpeas, fava beans, kidney beans. I mean, this has got 15 beans in it. So this is loaded with protein. This has 8 grams per half cup cooked. And this stuff actually tastes really good plain. Just cook a big bowl of that, keep that. You can toss it on top of some greens, toss it on top of a grain with some high protein. And there you go. Add all of your elements together and you get all of your protein. This is chickpeas. So they're dry, roasted, crunchy chickpeas. There's cinnamon with a little bit of stevia to sweeten it up. And I added a pinch of vanilla, liquid stevia. You dehydrate them so that they become crunchy snacks. So this is a portable, high protein, complex carb snack. It's loaded with nutrition. So this is not your shake on the go with, you know, dry rice cake on the side. This is actually a whole food in itself. It has everything that you can possibly need. Edamame. I hear a lot of things about soy. I've read a lot of things about soy. There's a lot of contradicting information out there. I think that soy in small doses, unless you have a food allergy or sensitivity, is totally fine. The phytoestrogens in this are actually found to help get excess estrogen out of the body. I'm sure that there's tons of people that will disagree with that, and some, well, the other half will agree because there are so many different studies done. Consider the source, find out where it came from, because it could be the chicken and the meat and the fish industry behind that study. That's all I have to say about it. But your edamame whole in the pod are great, or you can get them already shelled. That's what, with Annie Chun's, I heat this up, I toss some beans or some frozen edamame in there. By the time you stir it up, it's good to go. Next up is tofu and tempeh. So these are they're soy products. You don't want an all peanut diet, you don't want an all rice diet, you don't want an all bean or an all chicken or an all fish or an all steak diet variety. So you don't want to abuse these products, but they are convenient and it's a great way to get protein in. It is a great way to get that phytoestrogen. They're also high in calcium. These two are 2 of my favorite. This is tofu cutlets. They have this great kind of hard, crusty coating on the outside, and it's not a coating. They've been dry fried with organic soybean oil, and this has got a nice kind of meaty texture, and you really don't need to flavor it with much. Chop that in half, cut it into squares, good to go. This has 11 grams of protein per serving. Tempeh. A lot of people look at this stuff and it scares the crap out of them. I don't blame you, because that's what the real deal looks like. Tempeh is really easy to cook. You basically use any of these items, tofu, tempeh, any of the fake meats, just the same way that you would use your chicken, your fish, your steak. You have to flavor them. You season them, you marinate them, and you cook it up just like a meat. So they don't have a ton of flavor on their own, just like chicken doesn't really have a ton of flavor on its own. You just add some good stuff to this. 16 grams of protein per serving. It's also fermented food, which fermented foods are great for our digestive system. So it's got those probiotics and prebiotics right here. Another thing that you can use your beans for, different hummuses. Black bean hummus, chickpea regular hummus, edamame hummus. Easy way to slap that onto a flatbread sandwich or tortillas and get some added protein. You can throw your tempeh on top with that. So you can really get creative and start using these things to really start packing in your protein in unexpected places. Thanks for listening. This is Nichole Ohrablo. If you have any questions, you can email me at MISSFitness@AOL.com or friend me on Facebook, Nichole Ohrablo, Nichole, Ohrablo, Ohrablo. Add a like to my Facebook fan page. And like I said, if you have any questions at all or don't know where to get started with any of this stuff, shoot me an email, hit me up on Facebook, and I'll be happy to answer questions.
Good morning.